Hi everyone, it's me again, Darren Keet, and joined by Chad Clayt again. Thanks so much for joining us. Guys, if you haven't already subscribed or liked or commented, please do. It helps all these algorithms. It helps with everything that we need to keep the show going to, just trying to let it grow, get to a better place. And Chad, I think you would agree with that. We need people to like and subscribe and comment and let us know what they want.
Yeah, of course, and the feedback is important for us. We are trying to, cater to what everyone wants to see. It's not just about us babbling on about things that aren't relevant. We do want to touch on things that people feel like they need more insight on and all that. So if we do get some comments and the likes obviously show us that people are appreciating what we're doing. So yeah, that feedback and interaction is always welcome and important for us going forward.
Yeah, and exactly that. We wanna interact with the people who's watching. We want to actually do it live, interact with them live, and that's eventually where we're going. It does take time. Each view does count. 8 views, 50 views, 100 views, they all count. So let's hope people do continue watching for those who are watching, and we do get new people watching also. Also, I mean, geez, everyone, let us know if you like the longer videos, if you like the shorter videos. Those also make a big difference. Yeah, we're trying to cater for you. Chad's trying to cater for you. A lot, well, wouldn't say too much, but quite a bit to deal with at the moment in terms of a couple games last night in the DStv Premiership and an Arsenal story. Let's jump straight to that first. I mean, Chad, you must have heard yesterday about Arsenal stripping their captain of his captaincy.
Yeah, I saw some discipline issues, breach of I think it was club code or something like that, and it also goes back to Arteta's been bombarded with questions about Aubameyang's absence lately, and he sort of try to protect him and shield him from any sort of controversy. But then this obviously bombshell dropped yesterday, which is a big one. Obviously, one of our top African players. So it's never nice to see. He was at the top of his game, just last season, helping Arsenal, immensely in their struggle, even before Arteta came in. And he's just been on a downward spiral, and it leaves a lot to be desired of someone with so much experience, having played at the highest level. What's going through his head? Is he trying to force a move away, perhaps? All these things play on your mind, and you start wondering what's actually happening in the background, in behind the scenes. So this is obviously a big move, a big decision. But of course, when you have the captain's armband, you're expected to behave in a certain way and carry yourself and represent the club in a certain way. So if he's not doing that, then the decision is obviously justified.
Yeah, I know. Some of the facts about it is that he went over to France for a couple of days or a week or something, and he arrived back late. And with him arriving back late, he was delayed for the COVID test. Obviously, they had to come back, do the COVID test and things like that. Then he couldn't do the test, so he had to wait an extra day. And in other words, he missed a training session. And then on another instance, he arrived late for a pre-match meeting or something like that. The game day meeting or the game day pre-match meal. He arrived late for that. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, it does build up, and like you said, when it's your captain, you don't expect them to be behaving in that sort of manner.
Yeah, and I mean, we all know the Premier League are strict on these measures. Expectations are high, and just traveling to France and back, all these things need to be considered. Whether you're going to be back in time, maybe you could have flown back, a day or a few hours earlier, so that there aren't extra delays.
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, there could be ulterior motives there. Maybe he's very unhappy at the club. Maybe he doesn't see eye to eye with Arteta, and he just doesn't care whether he's late or whether he misses a match, whether he misses a training session. And he's probably trying to force a move away.
No, could be, and I heard some links to Barcelona also. That's a possibility for him. I saw that their German scout has been given 3 names to replace Aubameyang. So we'll have to see where that goes. We'll have to see where that goes.
Of course,
we'll
keep an eye on. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the movements. January is about just over 2 weeks away.
Yeah, no, exactly.
We can expect a lot of movements and speculation and reports and all that to start springing about. And obviously, it would be a welcome addition to our Barcelona setup. We don't have an out-and-out striker, especially now that Sergio Aguero is obviously with his heart issues. But yeah, I think he'd do well. He left Borussia Dortmund in the hopes of achieving success, and that hasn't been the case at Arsenal. They're obviously in a transitional phase and really struggling in the Premier League and in Europe as well. And he possibly, could see a way back to the top of his game and to some silverware actually with Barcelona, who obviously is also in a rebuilding phase with Xavi. But who wouldn't want to go there and work with a club legend and a football legend like Xavi?
No, exactly. You go from one club legend, which is Arteta, to possibly another legend. I think he'll probably fit in perfectly fine at Barcelona. There won't be hopefully not any issues there. Xavi with his 10 commandments will have him in his place. So we'll see what happens.
I think it goes down to respect Xavi having won so much in his career. And Arteta is obviously a legend, but what did he achieve with Arsenal during his time there? So there's a lot of different factors to consider. If it was my choice, I'd obviously choose Xavi over Arteta. But yeah, it's also, I think, a fact of wanting to win silver, and Arsenal just don't look like a team that's going to be competing for anything.
Not anytime soon. Sorry, Arsenal.
If your thoughts differ, let us know in the comments, of course.
Who do you think is going to win the Premier League this year? To the people, to you, Chad, who do you think it's going to?
Look, for me,
quick. Don't talk too much about it. Just tell us. Say off the bat.
City already have it in the bag, man.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm going with a Chelsea right up there. Chelsea, if they can get back on track.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. They were early favorites, but this hiccup is very weird, and it is Tuchel's first season, so maybe they need some time to actually become title contenders.
Did you catch the games last night in the DStv Premiership?
Yeah, I watched a couple. I watched the full match actually between Mazulu and Chippa.
Okay, yeah. I was in the shop. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch that. I saw the score in the shop. I think it was just the second half started. They were 2-0 up or something, somewhere around there.
Chippa 2-0 up, yeah.
Yeah. Chippa were 2-0 up, and I was like, nice, good for them. Here we go. And then got home.
Some
it was 2-2.
I'm sure you're aware of the controversy around the Chippa goals.
I read about it by somebody who was complaining. I don't know if you managed to get it up or not.
I saw that. I don't want to put it up because he did delete the post. He mentioned that he was receiving threats and all that. So don't want to mention any names and don't want to put him in on the spotlight and cast any negative light on him. But it was valid points that were raised. The 2 goals Chippa United scored were, absolute howlers from Veli Motwa, who's also, a former Chippa United goalkeeper. And not to suggest that there's anything sinister behind it, but I mean, those thoughts are valid. I mean, when a goalkeeper makes two mistakes of that magnitude. Even Itukune was, chastised when he was making howlers for Kaiser
Yeah.
Chiefs last season. So these things do happen, and sometimes your mind runs away and starts asking questions, and there's nothing wrong with putting those questions out there.
No, exactly.
Football is a game of opinions, and if you have an opinion, you should share it. And yeah, those goals. Veli Motua was isolated in his goals and turned his back. Well, he turned back towards his goal and then
Yeah,
tried to
facing
clear the
his own
ball,
goal.
which
Yeah.
resulted in a goal. That was very weird. Usually, a goalkeeper, if a defender, if you do feel under pressure, you just hoof it away. And he turned back
Kick it
towards
out
his
for
own
a
goal.
corner.
Exactly. And he turned back towards his own goal and tried to play across the face of goal. Never a good idea. I didn't make it to pro level, but I know the rules when it comes to defending facing your own goal.
Yeah. I know you were talking about two howlers. I mean, obviously the second goal I wouldn't say was a howler from that. I only saw the goal. I didn't see the build up to the goal. I don't know. Did anything happen there, or what was that situation?
So the second goal, I'm just trying to recall.
So it was a breakthrough. I remember seeing it was a breakthrough. The guy was almost
Yeah.
1-on-1 with him, and Vele went down early, and then he tried to get back up, and then they placed it in the near post.
Yeah, it sort of looked like a half-hearted, effort at a save.
Yeah.
The fact that he maybe lost his footing, not to judge him too harshly, but the whole action of his hand going out so early and everything, did also, I guess, played into the whole speculation around whether if it was intentional or not.
Yeah, but I saw late in the game also. Now I don't know also, like, as a keeper. I mean, I don't know what goes through some keepers' heads, but he threw the ball out and it went to absolutely no one but two chipper players. So I don't know what the thought process was there. The Amazulu players weren't going anywhere, and so I mean,
I think it was Satebe also who got back, and he was moving forward, and it could have been that he was trying to throw the ball into his path, but if Satebe wasn't even facing him or not aware that he was going to throw the ball to him, or he didn't look like he was going to run onto it or anything like that, and I think that made it look even more.
Maybe it was just one of those nights, and it happened to be against Chipper. You don't know. No one knows.
You never know. So obviously not saying for certain that there's something fishy going on there, but these questions are valid. Obviously, we do.
I think people, definitely, people are going to ask questions.
And it's up to him to come back from this and show that he is committed to Amazulu, and his performances last season earned him a position in the national team. So he's been number 2 to Ranun Williams. So of course, it's not if you set the bar high and you underperform, naturally people are going to be asking questions and
Benny's in that exact position himself at the moment as the coach.
Exactly. So
let's have a look at let's look at the other results.
Would be interesting to hear Manip's thoughts on those areas.
I don't even think he'll want to go there.
Another day of draws. She's 3 out of 4.
No, all the results kind of nothing that surprised me, nothing that stands out. Obviously, we never got to see Cape Town City and Gallants. That wasn't on TV. Amazulu Chipper, we just spoke about. Sundowns Baraka, quite a result we expected. Obviously, it could have been a little bit more if Sundowns had all 11 players for the whole game, I would assume. But once Kermit got sent off, you know they're going to be a bit defensive there.
Yeah, but that's been a point of contention on Twitter. I think Kermit was trending yesterday. Obviously, we saw Akona, Makalima, the female referee, taking charge of that game. And, a needless yellow card after having a bit of a scuffle with the Baroka player, Richard Mbulu. and then a few seconds later picking up a red card. It wasn't even a second yellow; it was a straight red, allegedly for allegedly for dissent. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of speculation as to what he might have said. Was it um, a sexist comment or anything like that?
Yeah.
And it's not easy in a situation like that. And Kermit's been going through a rough patch, obviously, this season, not getting much game time,
Yeah.
not being able to contribute as much as he would have liked, and perhaps just that frustration can creep into you, and you express it at the wrong time, and you end up getting a red card that further unsettles you and your team. So the game could have actually gone either way at the end. I think Timba's one is obviously came through with a sort of a last gasp goal to give Sundowns the win, but you would have never expected such a tight game against Baroka side, that are struggling for results, and Sundowns that are so dominant. But yeah, that Richard Mbulu goal was something special. From, I think it was probably like less than 30 degrees. That angle that he had towards goal, and he blasted it straight into the net with Dennis Onyango just left standing there. I don't know if you can maybe shed some comment. I don't know if you saw the goal, but
I
should
didn't.
Dennis have done?
No, I
Dennis,
didn't. I didn't
Dennis was on
see
his
it.
near post, and Richard Mbulu was literally like not even a meter away from the byline, the goal line, and he just blasted it right through Dennis Onyango's hands.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Like, I mean, I've seen so many of those, and it's happened to me also. Where it just goes. Well, I wasn't sure about that one, but I know one's gone with me straight just above my head, and you kind of have your hands down, and you just can't get your hands up in time. So obviously it depends on how far away it is. I mean, the one that I got beaten was at AFCON against who was it, against Algeria. And I mean, the guy was on the edge of the small box, and he just smashed it, and I just had zero time to react. So, I mean,
I think
it
it was
always
similar.
depends on the distance.
And obviously, the amount of power generated
Yeah.
by the kicker is also important, because that dictates how fast you can react and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could have been a nervy finish, and it could have seen a draw against Baroka.
Oh, yeah, I would have liked a little Baroka upset there, upsetting Sundowns. So, but it's not what we got.
Yeah, these things are not scripted according to our hopes.
No.
But yeah, of course, Sundowns being the team that they are, with the experience, with the quality, someone like Zwane who's seen and done it all. No surprise that he's the man to come out and give Sundowns the win in the end.
And you kind of think to yourself, surely he's got to get back into that national team. I mean, there shouldn't be a reason why he shouldn't be there. So,
yeah, I think just for him also to be there would be a motivation for a lot of the younger players. To be able to see him in training, see his work rate, his ability on the ball, because he's got so much natural talent. I think a lot of people appreciate what he does with the ball and just how he carries himself on the field, and that can obviously spark something in the team, in the dressing room. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. The next international window is obviously only in March. So between now and then, a lot can happen, and at the end of the day, the selection has to be on merit, and if he maintains the level he's at the moment, then of course we can still ask the question as to why he's still not in the Bafana setup, even just as a senior player, to for the dressing room, to bring something out in the younger players would be good.
The log, as it currently stands, I mean, geez, like it's 40 points. Second place is 15 points behind. Okay, they've got 2 games in hand, but I mean, if you look at Chiefs and Pirates, 15 and 16 points behind.
Yeah.
Don't know how that's going to end up. And then obviously Baroka stay with that loss. They stay cemented at the bottom at the moment. So not too much movement going on, but I think a valuable point for Swallows in the end, definitely. and the same pretty much is for Cape Town City. I think it was not a good point, not a point we wanted, but a valuable point in the end. And I don't think Gallants would be too upset either.
Yeah, no, and then obviously Cheaper would have loved to hold on to that two goal lead, but the point also just creates that extra, not even a cushion, but just an extra point above Baroka after they lost to Sundown. So every point counts, at the bottom of the table. So definitely think Kurt would be happy that they didn't let that lead slip completely and actually end up losing, which could so easily have been the case.
Yeah, no, definitely. Fixtures for the weekend. We are full up this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think all 16 teams are playing. A lot of games to go, and first off is Amazulu once again against a team that's also been having a couple of draws lately. So
yeah,
I don't know, but the big one definitely Sundowns taking on Pirates. I think that's going to be one that everyone's going to keep an eye on, definitely.
Yeah, I think definitely it's nice to have some Friday night action again. That's obviously a big one. A lot of hopes, I think, on Pirates causing that upset, and finally trying to halt that Sundowns train that's 15 points ahead at the moment. Someone needs to beat them if there's going to be a title challenge this season, and I think a lot of people will be hoping Pirates are the team to do that. So that's obviously going to be an interesting one. Pirates themselves are also struggling for results, so might not be. They definitely go into this one as underdogs, but we'll have to see. Of course, on the field of play, anything can happen.
Yeah. I don't want to jump onto Gallants and Amazulu too much. We can leave that for now. Let's just wait and see what happens there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Sundowns and Pirates, definitely.
Definitely.
Saturday we have a couple games there. You just can't see it underneath that Christmas decoration hanging over there. But Stellenbosch, taking on Baroka.
Up against Baroka. Is that 3:00? 3:30?
3:30.
3:30. 2 3:30 games. Not exactly big ones, but obviously TS Galaxy and Baroka languishing down at the bottom. They definitely going to be looking for some points there. And Stellenbosch have obviously been slipping from being second at one stage and unbeaten. I think they're down in 5th or 6th now. So it's definitely something to keep a keen eye on, whether or not Baroka will actually get that elusive win to get them off the foot of the table. And then TS Galaxy obviously up against an Arrows side who's fairly safe from relegation at this point in mid-table. And things could change if TS Galaxy do win there, and Baroka do beat Stellenbosch, and things could quickly change at the bottom end of the table, of course. Sekhukhune and SuperSport should be a nice one. Should be an entertaining game. I think Sekhukhune are struggling a bit for results of late, so they'll be looking to make use of their home advantage against SuperSport. Whether Coach Caetano Tembo and some of their key players will be back from their COVID quarantine is also
they need it. They
something
need
to
it.
look out for. And then Cape Town City at home to Swallows. I think you guys could also do with a win.
We need a win also. We're almost catching up to the draws that Amazulu have, but hopefully we won't get there. But we could definitely do with a win. We need it desperately, and the 3 points will make a big difference for us, and that's the key factor is that the 3 points changes our position drastically.
Yeah, and then we're still waiting for Darren Keet to make his debut on the bench.
Yeah, he hasn't been there. Surprised.
So that's also something to keep an eye on, whether he'll finally be on the bench for the first time. Swallows coach.
Sunday we've got just 2 fixtures. Obviously, at the bottom, the Maritzburg taking on Chipper, but the not so big one is the Chiefs taking on Royal AM. Royal AM being the local slaughters of teams coming into Durban. But yeah, not sure what Kaiser Chiefs will bring to them, but I think that's going to be a nice game, very interesting game.
Yeah,
in terms of they're both going to go at each other. I think they're just both going to have a go.
Yeah, I think this one is also one of those can't put your head on the block and say Chiefs should win this one or Royal AM should win this one. Both teams are Chiefs have started picking up form, and Royal AM obviously flying high at the moment after just being starting out in the PSL, having taken over from Celtic, and they've obviously, I think, overachieved thus far. So you can't
100%.
really expect Chiefs to go there and get a result. And it's not as straightforward as what it should be on paper. And that should definitely be an interesting one.
Yeah, and hopefully, I don't know, between Maritzburg and Chipper United, I'm going for a draw. I'm going for a draw between Maritzburg and Chipper. I don't know if you have any extra insight on that, but I can tell you now, I don't see too much going. But if anything, Chipper might upset Maritzburg.
I was about to say, especially with what's been happening in the recent weeks. Kurt Link is obviously brought a breath of fresh air to that Chipper side, and Maritzburg are sort of struggling a bit. They've slipped down to, I think, the bottom 5, bottom 4, bottom 5, and yeah, they also in a bit of a spot of bother. So I do think there's a lot of pressure on them to try and pick up form again. And Chippa have it, going their way. They are second from bottom, so they are desperate for points, and that desire and that the will to want to get out there could actually help them against Maritzburg this weekend.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, big weekend of fixtures. A lot of important games for teams. As you can see now, just like at any little win, any little point that teams get, you're moving up the log or you're moving down the log if you lose. So. It's going to be quite an interesting one, and then obviously we'll follow up on this whole English Premier League with the Arsenal saga and see what they're going to do. That they obviously Arsenal's playing tonight without the captain, the not captain anymore. So yeah, interesting weekend ahead for the DStv Premiership, and then obviously tonight we'll keep an eye on that definitely. We'll probably see each other again next week. We're not going to catch. I'm going away. away for the weekend with my wife, just for a day or two to get away, and I'll be back on Saturday to watch Cape Town City take on Morocco Swallows.
Awesome.
Or Swallows FC. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
If you say Morocco Swallows, then they need to pay their debts that FIFA have sanctioned.
Well,
there are a couple of players from Morocco Swallows who went to FIFA with unpaid salaries, and that's actually the reason why Swallows FC are Swallows FC and not Morocco. If they change their name to Morocco, then they owe those debts.
Okay. Well, it always remains the same for us, so it doesn't change anyway.
Yeah.
Chad, anyway? Yeah? No, it's just a name at the end of the day. Good one, Laka. Thank you very much. We kept it almost under 30 minutes, so
we'll
get there. But no, perfect. Have a good week. Let's keep an eye on all the football, and then we'll stay in touch, and we'll be on here next week. Hopefully we'll have a guest. We'll have to see about that. We're still waiting for our old guest to come back, and maybe we'll bring you someone else. If you're interested in guests, let us know. I mean, we're always keen to get in touch with some people. Chad's got some good connections out there. I have some connections out there. So let us know if you want to see anyone. And please please subscribe, please comment below. Do all the things you need to do. And we'll just keep coming back to annoy you or to please your ears, whichever you prefer. Chad, thanks very much. Chat to you later.
Cheers, guys.